Thank you. As Julia mentioned, my name is Mary Pat Koberger. I'm a director in Deloitte's multi-state tax practice, and I am based in Chicago. My experience is strictly sales and use tax, and I began my career as a revenue auditor for New York State. So I have a background of auditing and identifying issues, but I've been in consulting for the last 20 years. So for this afternoon, I'm going to talk about sales taxes and use taxes and what considerations you need to be thinking about when you're buying and selling art. Yeah. First, we'll talk about requirements to collect tax. Then we'll talk about requirements to pay tax. We'll talk about compliance procedures, and we'll also talk about some exemptions and things to consider as you're making these purchases. And if we have time, I've got some case studies or examples or time for questions at the end of the session. So first, just an overview on sales and use tax. Most of the states impose the sales or use tax. There's only 5 that don't. The rules are complicated. Sales tax rates can range up to 10% depending on what jurisdiction it is. And there's also locals that impose a sales or use tax. Generally, sales tax is the requirement of the retailer. They'll be ones collecting the sales tax from you depending on the rules of the state. If the seller doesn't have a certain connection to the state, they may not collect tax, and then it turns over to the purchaser to determine if they have a self-reporting requirement, and that's called use tax. This connection that a retailer has is called nexus, and a retailer is required to collect sales tax when it has a certain connection to a state or a certain presence in that state that requires it to register and collect tax.